Hey y'all, welcome back to Adventuring with Amanda. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel, welcome. So a couple months ago and a couple years ago, I did videos on how to stay warm in your van, but I decided that I wanted to do an updated video now that I'm back in Quartzsite for the winter and I have some new products that have been extremely effective in keeping me warm. So I am going to discuss those products as well as talk about the tried and true methods of staying warm in your van during the winter. We are going to jump right in. So, in terms of new products, I highly recommend the Get Out Gear Down Puffy Blanket. Not only do I love this blanket because it's cozy and it turns into a poncho, but it does keep you 10 to 15 degrees warmer at night. I have woken up when it's about 40 degrees outside, even into the 30s, and I have this blanket on me with two of my micro fleece blankets, and I'm hot. This blanket is so effective, and I know the price tag on it is a little hefty. It'll run you around $70. But for staying warm, if it's in your budget, it is so worth it, especially because you can wear it as a poncho, so you can like wear it outside when you're, taking your dog on a walk in the morning or hanging out around a bonfire. I will never be without this blanket again. I love it so much. And my dog loves it too, so that's really helpful. The other product is the Aurora heated jacket that I actually just reviewed. Now, what's cool about the jacket is, yeah, you can wear it and it's wind resistant and rain resistant and it will keep you warm. Just make sure you get a size that fits you kind of snugly. On low setting, this will last you about 10 hours. So you can wear it, but what I've also been doing is I've been laying on it. So I'll just put it, down here and I'll lay on it so like my back is warm. Or I will lay it over my feet to keep my feet warm. Additionally, I can also put it on top of Winston if he's cold, or he can lay on it. So I think that although this jacket is not intended to be used that way, it is extremely versatile, and I've used it in so many different ways that I use it every night, whether it's for my feet, my back, to wear, or for Winston. I have found that if I get cold in the middle of the night, I will just turn it on, and it has the different heat settings. You can check out my review on it and also get 20% off. I think it is with my link that's on the review. But it's versatile, and this will also be something I always keep in my van to keep me warm because it's better than a heating pad or a heating blanket, just for me personally, because it's not drawing power. It's a rechargeable jacket, so you don't have to have it like plugged in, and it's not wasting your batteries or your power banks. Do recommend the Aurora heated jacket. And then we have hot hands. I still love my hot hands. This is something I've recommended on both of my previous videos, and they are still amazing. I know they're not the most environmentally friendly, and I completely understand that, but not only are they great for your hands or your feet, but you can, again, like I've laid on the super warmer, which is a little bigger, put that below my back, or I put like one of the hot hands in Winston's bed before he gets in bed to warm it up. Lots of different ways you can use these. Also another very versatile tool. You also want to make sure to stay warm in your van that you're dressing appropriately. So a beanie or something to keep your head warm is very important. When you keep your head and your ears warm, that helps regulate your body temperature. Same with your feet. You need to have your feet covered. Socks, wool socks, Sherpa socks. When it gets down into the 30s, I will wear my very thick Sherpa socks. That keeps my feet warm. Again, your head and your feet regulate your body temperature, so it's absolutely imperative that you have those protected. And whatever is best for you in terms of fabric, even, cotton, fleece, microfleece, Sherpa, wool, all of those will keep you nice and warm. So a beanie or something to cover your head and your feet. Now, my favorite type of blanket besides my down puffy blanket is a micro fleece. I have to admit right now, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 micro fleece blankets. I just bought this one at Costco. It was only $12. And I do have links to my big micro fleece blankets in the description of this video from my Amazon list. But this one is from Costco. It's a throw and it's really thick and luxurious. This will get Winston hot. It's so comfortable. And I like the micro fleece because it doesn't feel like suffocating. You know, some blankets and fabrics can feel really heavy and like they're suffocating you. And I like micro fleece because it's so soft. And so I have the throw. I have 2 twin size micro fleece blankets on my bed right here. And then I have Winston's micro fleece blankets for his bed as well. I swear by the fabric. I think it's super cozy. And another thing that I do, if I don't need to use all of the blankets on top of me, I will have my pillow laying right here. This is where I lay my head. And then I will put a blanket on top of the pillow to help keep my neck and my head and my ears warm. Even if you don't have a beanie, or sometimes my beanie even slips off in the night, of course, I have some sort of blanket on my pillow, so I'm keeping my entire upper body warm. And it's actually very effective and very cozy, and you might have trouble waking up in the morning, I have to admit. Since I now have a VanPower's 1500 watt power station, I decided to try an electric heater, and I did a little experiment. On the bottom of my heater, it says that it is 1500 watts. So I figure, well, my power station's 1500 watts. I'm going to plug it in and see how it does, because I have never used any sort of heat source in my van. I've never used a propane heater or an electric heater, any sort of external heat source I have never used, only because, especially like with the propane heaters, I just get kind of nervous about the fumes and stuff. I don't know. I know it's kind of silly, but it's just my anxiety. So I was like, you know, I have this little heater. I'm just going to try it. So I plugged it in and I put it on like the middle here or so. I don't know, something like that. And then I put it on level 2. And the difference between level 1 and 2 wasn't very much, but it was drawing about 620 to 650 watts concurrently. And what's nice about the VanPower's power station is it will literally tell you how much time you have left on your power station if you keep running it as is. So as I was running this, it told me that I probably had about 3 hours worth of juice in my power station to keep this baby going. With that being said, I have it with me here in Quartzsite, and I figure last night, you know, I'm just going to run it for a couple minutes. The minivan is so small that you don't need a lot of heat to heat it up. I mean, in the past, I have turned on my van in the middle of the night just to run the heat for 10 minutes or so to get it, you know, nice and toasty warm in here. But this thing ran for like 2 minutes and it got super warm in here. So what I found out was that if there is a super cold night where it gets down into the 30s, I wake up and I'm freezing, I can turn this baby on for 5 minutes and it will warm up my entire van. Granted, you have to have a lot of power to run an electric heater. This is just a standard house heater that plugs into a wall, so I'm also really not sure how safe it is. But in an emergency situation where I feel that Winston and I desperately need heat, this will do. So I think I'm just going to carry it with me and use it again for more extreme cold situations, which, I mean, it doesn't really get extremely cold in Arizona, let's be honest. And it's only going to be about 40 degrees this next week. But it is an option if you have a ton of power in an emergency setting where you need to get your vehicle toasty. Y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful to you. Some other ideas are a 12-volt electric blanket, which I have not used, but I heard they're pretty good. Also, one of the old school hot water bottles that you can put in your bed. That's a great idea as well. I haven't done that yet just because I don't really want to waste the water. But if you are in a super cold climate, that can be a great option that is inexpensive and easy. I like what I have. It works for me. Something works a little different for everybody, but I hope that the advice will give you some ideas of things that you can try to stay warm in your vehicle this winter. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time.